Hey everybody, welcome back to Newegg TV. I'm Steve, and today joining me in the studio I have Ryan from Creative. Sir, how are you today?
Good. How about yourself, man?
I'm very well, thank you so much. And also on my far right I have Mike Ross.
How's it going, man?
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Glad to be back.
Oh yeah, we are very happy to have you back too, man. That's awesome that you guys are here. I noticed also that you brought a nice new toy from Sound Blaster. So
shiny.
What do we have here today, Ryan?
All right, so we're showing off the Sound Blaster EVO ZXR. So this is the kind of bad boy of the new Sound Blaster EVO lineup. The EVOs are basically our next generation of headsets that we've come out with. Just launched a couple months ago.
I know that I know you guys just did a commercial here with Mike, and it very professional, looked very cool. Yeah, I'm very excited to see everything that this thing has to offer everybody.
Yeah, well, what we wanted to do when we started thinking way back when the product was in development, we started thinking about, okay, what do we want to convey? Right. And what do we want to do? And one of the things, even way back in the day, I told him, we were sitting, I think it was at PAX.
It was at PAX, yeah.
Way, like 3-4 years ago. So way back in the annals of time.
Yeah, exactly.
4 years ago. We had him there kind of just rolling people, people coming up from the Seattle fighting game crew. And I'm like, one day we're going to do something together commercial-wise. Like we're going to film a spot, we're going to do something. Cool. And when this opportunity came up, I'm like, this is the one.
This was it.
Yeah, this was the opportunity to get Mike involved, especially because Mike kind of embodies what this headset's all about, which is being able, traveling. You're a gamer at home, but you're on the road. You still expect to be entertained, but you're not going to wear like a dorky PC gaming headset around your neck when you're on the plane.
Lone wolf, probably fighting alcoholism.
Yeah, exactly. You understand the struggles.
Yes.
Sorry, keep going. Please, right.
Yeah. So the EVO. What we designed it for when we conceptualized it was we wanted to take the best of the PC world and the best of the entertainment headphone world and put them in one place. Because right now what you really have is you have a market for PC headsets and you have a market for kind of the higher end headphones. Right. So you have a PC headset when you're at home, you're at your PC, you're doing your thing, and then you leave that on the desk and it glows and does all these things on your desk. But when you're away from your desk, you're traveling, or even you're at work or whatever, it sits there. It doesn't go with you. And if you're investing in, a higher end headphone or headset, you want to be able to take it with you and use it wherever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So we're able to take our expertise and take our technology and make that product that we wanted to make.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about the actual ZXR itself?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
so if you want to hold it,
Actually,
there you go.
Why you can hold it?
I can hold it. Okay.
I'd make Mike hold it, but he's so far away.
He's way over there. So this is the EVO ZXR. This is the highest in the lineup. This is the kind of flagship product. It's got 50 millimeter drivers. It's a over-the-ear design, so it's basically Circumaural. It's meant to cover and seal over the ear. It also is the only one in the EVO lineup that has ANC, so active noise cancellation. And it's got the Sound Blaster AX1 chipset built into the actual headset, which is something that's completely unique to us at Sound Blaster.
Wow.
So we've gone ballistic and we've taken basically the exact same chipset that is in our sound cards with a couple modifications for mobile usage and place it inside the headset. And this has been years in the making. Literally, we started making this chip about 6 years ago. And we've refined it and refined it and refined it. And we finally got it to the point where the power consumption was where we wanted it to be, and we were able to deliver the technology.
Very cool.
Because obviously you have to power the chip that's inside of here. The headset will work though in just pure analog mode. So even if you like Mike, forget to charge it before you go on your trip to Japan,
He'll
tell that story later.
Yeah, I'll tell you. No,
please.
You could still use it. So, and it's a great headphone first. People ask us, it's a headset, but what are its acoustic properties? And what we decided to do is we said, okay, first off, we're going to build a great headset or headphone. We're going to build a top-of-the-line headphone, get the best components we can get, give it a really good linear curve, because we know we have the technology, we have the ability for people to be able to customize it however they want to customize it. So we said, okay, headphone. We knew we wanted to be able to connect multiple ways. So one of the other things we did was we said, all right, going to be analog for people that are using it with a mobile device or a sound card on their PC, or just their, God forbid, regular audio coming out of their laptops or PCs.
Giving them options.
Yes, right? Exactly. If you want to use bad audio, you can. But we'll take that bad audio, if you were, and be able to enhance it via the technology that's inside of this. Or you could go native, pure digital with USB and just give us the USB signal and we'll enhance it on the headset. Or if you're with a mobile device like a tablet or a phone, you can connect via Bluetooth.
Nice.
So there's lots of ways to connect to this. People are always kind of interested in that. And if you look at the bottom here, I got it on the camera, you can see the different ports there. So you got analog right there. It's a 4-pole jack. You got USB. And then obviously I can't show you the Bluetooth, but the Bluetooth pairing all happens on the ear cup here. This ear cup here is actually a full button. So you press that down, that does it does a bunch of different functions, but if you keep it and hold it down, it actually initiates the pairing sequence.
Perfect.
If you need to connect via Bluetooth, if you have an NFC device, like a Samsung phone or whatever, you just tap it NFC and it auto pairs together.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's got NFC.
Yeah, we've even included NFC into it as well. Yeah.
Okay.
You also have all the controls on the side here. So you have track skipping on the side. You have the active noise cancellation off and on. And you also have this cool feature called TalkThrough. It's quite cool. What TalkThrough does is...
Talk to them about TalkThrough.
Talk about the talk. So what you do with TalkThrough is if you have ANC enabled, you're on the plane and the flight attendant comes up and starts talking to you, and because the seal on the headphone is so good and you have ANC on, they're just basically going to be like a mime doing creepy things with a thing full of water, and you don't want to be near mimes with water. It's very scary. So what you do is you hit the TT button and it actually flips the mics that are sampling the environment and turns them into pickup mics, so you don't have to take your headphones off and you could hear the person absolutely clearly. It's a really, really cool feature. It's found in higher end active noise cancellation headphones. And again, we wanted this to be, at the price point we're at, feature complete with anything else on the market out there with our technology built into it. So we didn't scrimp anywhere when it comes to the feature sets.
That's really cool. So basically what TalkThrough is doing is using the same microphones that ANC is using to sample environment, and then just switching it over to say, you know what, no, pipe this through. I want this now.
Yeah, I want this to be slightly amplified. It's not very loud at all, but it slightly amplifies it and kind of cleans up the signal so that when they're talking to you, it'll still remove the background noise from the voice, but you get that voice very clear coming across to your headphones. So it's even good at home. If you have the wife that creeps up on you and is like, I need to talk to you for a moment about how much games you're playing. This is the wife. This is the attention button. Yes, that's why there's 2 T's.
But aside from that, though, I mean, will it also affect what you're listening to? Are you?
Yeah. So when you turn on TT, it'll attenuate down whatever's piping through. So it'll still keep playing there, but it'll attenuate it down so you keep kind of the flow going, but it's just in the background, and the voice that you're hearing or whatever you want to hear outside is very clear.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool feature.
Well thought through.
Yeah, thanks, man. And then you have volume control. We've kind of gone for more of an analog feel volume control, so you definitely have a much better feel of it than kind of a clicky.
Right.
And also one thing that people ask about is where's the mic? It's a headset, so there's no microphone on here. And the mic is actually right here on the top if you want to zoom in. So
unless you count that one.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I'm sold separately.
Mike is not included in the purchase of an EVO ZXR, but he will come to your house if you pay him enough money.
That is true, for the right price.
So right here on top is actually the beamforming microphone, and what we've done is we've actually taken kind of the same setup that we've used with our sound cards. Because we have an audio processor in here that's able to process voice and audio coming from the audio streams of whatever you're listening to, we create basically 2 beams of audio that go down and across your face. And as they go down and across your face, we're able to compare in real time, because we have a chip in there, the arrival times of the sound coming across your face, and we're able to determine what is your voice and what is outside noise, and we eliminate the outside noise from the mix. So you get a very clean microphone signal, but you don't have a boom sitting in front of your face.
And Mike has actually some extensive experience with this, right?
I was just about to talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you remember that. Is the very first day I got those on, you know, I was listening to music or something, and I had my phone started ringing through my headset, and I was freaking out. I was like, I don't know where this is coming from. You know, is it my time to go? You know, and I just pressed the button, and it picked up the call.
Yep.
And because, you know, I was on the Bluetooth and all the wireless, I left my phone in my room intentionally and just walked just to see as far as I could go.
Yeah.
And I was in a completely different room talking to the person on the phone. I was like, hey, I'm just curious, you know, do I sound any different? They're like, no, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't sound like, you know, I'm down a hallway or something like that. And they said you sound perfect.
Yeah.
You know, so that blew my mind. And I said, oh, you guys created a headset that you never need to take off.
Yeah.
So I sleep with them.
There you go. Good man. All right. Are they a little worn in now?
Yeah, you know, they feel perfect.
Okay, good.
Not a little flat on one side.
Yeah, you could definitely tell Mike sleeps on his left side because the ear cup is compressed.
Yep.
But I mean that's exactly what we were going for when we made the headset. We wanted this to be the best Bluetooth headset you can get on the market, the best headphones you can get on the market, and the best gaming and entertainment headset you could get. And it's a pretty lofty goal. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of tech in here, so there's been a lot of testing. There's been places where we've had to do a lot of balancing. In particular, like with the microphone. How do you get a microphone that's good for gaming at home, but also if you're out in public in a train station or an airport and there's noise going around you, where you can take a Bluetooth call and it's a clear call. So there's been a lot of use case scenarios of people wearing these kind of clandestine, you know, like we don't want to show them in public type things. Yeah. A lot of feedback from professional gamers and other people where we put them in environments and said, hey, tell us what's going on. Give us your feedback, and we've got them tuned. But the beauty of it is we can keep tweaking. So as we get feedback from the users as they're buying them, because we have a chipset in there, we're able to tweak and modify and add additional features and additional use case scenarios that we didn't anticipate. Because obviously when people are taking these on the road, you know, we can't anticipate every single thing, but we listen to the feedback. You know, we got a great social media presence. We're very active on the Facebook, very active on Twitter, and when we get feedback, we try to respond instantly, and then we'll go and investigate with people.
So basically pushing firmware updates to this to continually work on it, continually upgrade it, just make it better for all use case scenarios if possible.
Exactly. So yeah, and I mean, I think that's something that a lot of people expect, especially the Newegg customers, right? When you buy a product, motherboard or whatever, driver revisions, firmware revisions, you want to be current and you want the issues to be resolved. And so we've designed these to be adaptable and be able to be updated and, like I said, go to those use case scenarios and make sure that, hey, we're living up to expectations.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. So aside from that, I noticed that obviously there's a cushion here for the headband, and obviously, actually, it's very plush.
Yeah.
It's kind of a faux leather.
Memory foam. Yeah.
Memory foam. Yep. Very nice. So aside from that, connectivity with this to other devices, you mentioned that. We also mentioned a lot of the features. Now, how can I adjust some of these features on the fly?
Yeah. So to control the EVO ZXR, and actually the EVO ZXR, you're able to go into a couple different ways. So we have your more standard interface that you use with the laptop or an MacBook, for example, because one of the other things that we also recognize is Apple tends to have a lot of people out there that use their products. Right. And we're one of the only audio companies that actually delivers technology in parity with the PC world as well. So all the tech that I'm talking about here is going to work just as well on your Apple product as it would on a PC product. So it's one of those things. Yeah. And it's just one of those things. A lot of us PC guys like myself, I have a rip-roaring PC at home, but I'll have an iPad for the road or, you know, a MacBook if I need to go specific places and do specific things. So it's just kind of nice to be able to know wherever I go, I can have my Sound Blaster experience with me, right?
You're a multi-OS man.
There you go, multi-OS man. But I'm PC at heart. That's my love.
Fair enough.
I come from it. You guys know. All right, so we also have, though, developed an application. Because we're able to connect via Bluetooth, you can actually connect Bluetooth with the Sound Blaster Central app, which is right here. This is the iPad version of it. And this is a free download. So when you first pair up the headset, it'll say, hey, you just paired up. There's an application available for this. Go to the store, download it. Nice. It's available for Android and for iOS as well. No Windows Phone version.
That box real quick?
No Windows Phone yet.
No Windows Phone yet. Just want to show you guys, too, if it's even possible to see that. That QR code will actually take you straight to it. So thank you very much, Mr. Paul, for helping me out with this. Hopefully you guys can scan that. If not, can always go to Sound Blaster's website or just search for
it's everything's there. Yeah, and if you search on the store for Sound Blaster Central, it'll pop up right there.
Perfect.
And what this allows you to do is talk to the chipset, the Sound Blaster AX1 chipset, the SB AX1 chipset that's inside of the headset. And you go in here. This is kind of the front end menu. You go inside. You'll have 3 different profiles you can customize. And when you go in the profile, you just click the edit button here. And that's going to start talking to the headset and say, hey, I'm listening to you. What do you want to change? And we have some default profiles that we set up for music, movies, and phone calls, that type of thing. But you can go in and customize it.
Excellent.
All of the technologies are built in here. So this is all of the SBX technologies, the same technologies that we have on our sound cards. Because we're based with the same chip and everything's done in hardware, we're able to deploy mobile. And for instance, we have the surround technology here. This is SBX surround. You can go in, you just change your profile here. You can adjust it, or you can turn it off or on. And that turns off or on the surround feature. SBX surround is going to adjust your sound stage. So the more you slide the slider over, the bigger the sound stage we're creating. Typically, 25% is where people seem to like it the most. That's kind of our default setting. Some people really, really like 50% and higher because it reduces fatigue. One of the interesting things about surround tech is because we use HRTFs, which fool your ears into hearing things, you actually reduce audio fatigue when you move the sound away from your head. Wow. So it basically just reduces headaches and that type of thing, and your ear is able to hear better because it's not having sound pounding up against it. Physically it is, but in your head it's not. So it's kind of a weird thing there. It's the opposite of 3D actually. Watching something in 3D, your brain starts to get kind of a little bit wigged out after time because it's gone, wait a minute, I'm being fooled continuously. Whereas with the audio side, it's kind of a reverse effect. It's calming. But anyway.
Perfect.
Crystallizer, you're going to be able to restore compressed music in real time on the fly, which is huge if you're mobile. If you're listening to something like Spotify, or you have like Groove Shark going, or you're running your own thing, or you even on YouTube where stuff is just horribly compressed, Crystallizer is going to make a huge difference for you because we're listening to the audio stream in real time. We're restoring all those details in real time. So things like frets on a guitar, lower bass notes, or higher end like cymbals and stuff like that, they're all going to kind of come back to life. Nice. And this is something that's been around forever with us. Yeah. Bass is, bass. There you go, SBS bass. And what we do is we don't just go, hey, here's an EQ curve and let's crank that up. Right. What we do is we actually, with SBX bass, we create other tones that are complementary to the bass tones, and that creates a fuller, bigger sound naturally. It's invisible to you acoustically, but psychologically in your head, you're hearing better bass.
So maybe like between like the 30 to 60 hertz range, you guys are just saying, oh, well, if it's really high in the 30, then let's kick up the 40 and the 50.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get kind of a more, the best way to put it is cinematic effect. It sounds more like you're in a movie theater. And again, we have it kind of set at the defaults where people tend to like it. You could even set your crossover frequency in there. We have smart volume, which is something that you click that one on and that'll actually attenuate anything in real time. So if you have different volume MP3s that you've ripped at different volume levels, or you have different volume level sources coming in, when you click on smart volume, it'll actually make sure everything stays at the level you want. So if it's too soft, it'll come up. If it's too loud, it'll go down. And we do that in real time. And then Dialogue Plus allows you to focus in on voices. This is really good if you're on a plane. Yeah, audiobooks is amazing with it. It really hones in on the voice. That's a great use case. If you're watching movies and the movie has a really loud soundtrack, or you're in a loud environment, and ANC is not enough for you, you kick on Dialogue Plus, and the voices get lifted out from the mix. It's a really cool effect. Very easy to hear people's dialogue in there.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's the profile for that. And we also have the Crystal Voice side as well. And Crystal Voice, this is the other side of the headset that we really had to focus on, obviously, with it being a headset and mobile. We had to do a lot of work with processing voice and making sure we're doing it. Right. So real quick, the fun one is voice effects. You can turn it off or on, and you can do things like just completely creep out your wife and call her and sound like a female if you're a male. Or you can do the demon voice, call your friends. This works over Bluetooth as well as it does PC. It's pretty cool for pranking people. Like you call them with the I like to call it the kidnapper voice, but it's actually Marine on here.
Ryan.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry to our Marines.
I know. It's called Marine.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thank you for your
Semper Fi.
service.
Semper Fi. Thank you very much.
Feature is most beneficial for online gaming.
Right.
Just throwing that out there.
There you go. There you go. You can go in there and play around with that. So it's just kind of one of those fun features that you can mess around with. And then noise reduction, obviously, is noise reduction. What you're doing is you're turning on noise reduction for your voice going out to other people. And then we also have this really cool feature called in-noise reduction, and that's always on. Okay. What in-noise reduction is if somebody's calling you and they're in a loud environment, they might not have the best headset on the planet, we can actually listen to their voice coming in, analyze their voice stream coming in, because we intercept the Bluetooth stream before it hits the processor, and we're able to filter out that background noise as well. So whenever you're having a phone conversation with the EVO, the ZXR, you're going to have a really clear one. And the people on the other side are going to hear you clearly, but you're going to hear them clearly as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So I noticed you did have an EQ back there too when we were looking at profiles, but that's beside the
Yeah,
point.
EQ's there. You can go and do all your own tweaking. You can save multiple EQ profiles and then save it to your actual profile itself. You got a visual battery meter so you can check on where you're at all the time, and then there's some other little minor stuff in the settings where you can set up auto push updates and those type of things as well.
So really the massive benefit of this is, of course, like because it is a headset, and let's say we are playing a game, we're listening to music, watching a movie, whatever we're doing, this allows me to, on the fly, adjust it without changing whatever it is I'm doing on the screen. I mean,
absolutely.
that's enormous benefit.
Yeah.
Very cool idea.
One of the coolest use case scenarios is if, for instance, you're in the middle of a game. You're playing a game on your PC. You have your tablet sitting there next to you. Your tablet is now your interface for your entire audio profile when you're using an EVO ZXR, because you're able to connect via Bluetooth. This becomes your screen for your headset. And you're changing hardware audio without having to alt-tab out and go and muck with your audio settings. You're able to do it on the fly with a third party, with a tablet or a mobile phone. So
Very cool.
it's really cool. And once you start doing it that way, it becomes really handy, especially if you're there and you're playing a team-based game and everybody's like, hey man, your voice is you're really soft. You go click, you go in your crystal voice, you raise your mic level up, and boom, you're not going all tabbing out and going into Windows or whatever it is.
Come back,
and
find you got killed.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And you're like, thanks, dude. You just lost the lane for us. So yeah, we've tried to think of all that. We've tried to make it as accessible as possible. And again, it's all because we have the processing on board here. We don't have to muck with software layers and that type of thing. The interface that goes onto your PC or Apple-based product is basically just an interface. Everything is done in hardware. So.
Perfect. Okay. So what else did you want to mention about the hardware?
Basically, we've built it sturdy. We've got the steel core headband in there, so we've built it to last. The hinges, we've really taken care to make sure this is something that you can be proud of and take with you, and it's going to last you a long time.
Yeah, you're not going to feel funny wearing this headset in the subway or wherever you end up going.
Right.
Absolutely not. No, it's designed so you can take it out on the road with you for sure.
I've worn it everywhere.
Mike, do you have any closing thoughts about the ZXR?
Well, I just want to say that, this coming from the heart,
Right.
is that I usually will, I will always stand by a product because I believe in it, straight up. I've been a Sound Blaster fan since, Sound Blaster Pro. It was my audio setting on my PC games back in the day. And when you guys released this headset, and like you said, you've been talking to me about this for a long time. And at first I kind of thought you were crazy and delusional. You said, Mike, I got this amazing headset.
I thought I was.
Yeah, And when I finally got this, and I put it on, I told everybody, I was like, this is the best headset on planet Earth. And if they say, no, you're lying, you're just saying that, and I just go like that, and they're like, okay, you're right, it is. So this is the best. This is like the cream of the crop. Only headset I'll ever need for the rest of my life.
I'll give you $20.
Thank you.
No, but that's one of my rules is I want to build products that I want to use. That's one of the things that I always push to my product team, and we do internally at Creative. And so it's you build something that you want to use every day. And when you do that, you can get passionate about it like I am, and you can take it out and feel good about, hey, Mike, take this on the road with you, man. This is going to be with you for those 9 hours of Japan. It's not going to fail you. So, it's what we try to do.
Fantastic.
So,
Okay. I did want to mention too the battery life. You said 9 hours.
So with everything on, full board, ANC activated, you got SBX technologies going, you're going to get about 8 hours of life, 8 to 9. That's a real number. That's not a artificially inflated under very specific circumstances and a temperature of this and that. It's 8 to 9 hours of solid battery life. If you turn off ANC, you turn off some of the other technologies, you can get all the way up to 12 in that range.
Wow.
And if you do happen to not charge your battery like Mike does, you can always use it in analog mode or plug it in via USB and it will start charging at the same time. So we don't shut down if you haven't charged your headset.
That's great. Well, hey, Ryan, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us
right.
about the EVO ZXR. This thing's an awesome headset. I can't wait to play with it a little bit in the office as well. Mike, you're too far away.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's all right. We just telepathy.
This guy, trying to facilitate
Such a
handshakes.
gentleman.
There you go.
And thank you guys also for watching this video. Don't forget, if you like this video, to click the like button. If you haven't already done so, click subscribe to any of our various YouTube channels, and we'll see you guys soon.